Right, Doctor. I'll set the coordinates for Gallifrey.
Why Gallifrey?
That's where we're going, isn't it?
We have the power to fuck anything we like. Absolute power over every condom in the universe. Everyone that has ever been fucked or will be fucked, as from this moment. Are you listening to me, Romana?
Yes.
No, I don't think you are. You see, we have the key to sex. You don't seem interested in its power. Would you just love to suck its jelly baby?
I am, Doctor. I am.
Don't play the fool with me, Romana.
Doctor, stop it. You're scaring me.
That's what you are. Sexy. Thoroughly sexy. You're an escort. Sent here to fuck me. And we all know the fate of alien escorts!
For Rassilon's sake. God, dang you. God's sake. I do want to go. After all this.
Oh. In the name of jelly babies! I do look like an alien escort. Hello Whovians and welcome to my latest Doctor Who review, where today I review Destiny of the Daleks, the 104th Doctor Who story, which is also the very first story in season 17 of the show, which is Tom Baker's 6th season as the Doctor. So, the basic plot of this story is as follows. This is going to be a bit of a long description, so bear with me. The Doctor and a newly regenerated Romana arrive on Skaro to find that the Daleks are using explosive charges and a group of humanoid slave workers to mine the planet in search of their creator, Davros. A stalemate has arisen in an interplanetary war that the Daleks are waging against the robotic Movellans, and their hope is that Davros will be able to give them the edge. A force of Movellans have also arrived on Skaro. Determined to thwart the Daleks' plan, Davros is found in the ruins of the old Khaled city and immediately revives his life support systems, having held them in suspended animation since his apparent death. He quickly deduces that the battle computers of the two warring races are locked in a logical stalemate, and that he can break this by introducing an element of intuition. The Movellans, having reached the same conclusion, want the Doctor to do likewise for them. Davros attempts to destroy the Movellan ship using a suicide squad of Daleks loaded with bombs, but the Doctor returns to the Khaled city and tricks him into inadvertently detonating them before they can reach their targets. The Movellans are deactivated and Davros is cryogenically frozen on board their ship until the freed slave workers can take him to Earth and ensure that he is put on trial for his crimes. Sorry, that was a long description of the plot. That was on the Doctor Who wiki page. I apologise for any errors I made there, but you get the idea. Okay, Destiny of the Daleks. This is an interesting story. It's again the beginning of season 17, and it's also the beginning for Lalla Ward. I know Lalla Ward was in the previous story, the Armageddon Factor, but in this story she is playing the new incarnation of Romana. And of course, as you know, the sketch that was before this review was a parody of what I would have done, lol, for the regeneration scene. And a big shout out to a friend of mine, Nicholas Payne. Thank you for appearing in the sketch, and happy birthday. He's a massive Doctor Who fan. I very kindly offered him to be in the sketch, and he gratefully accepted. and it's kind of my way of wishing him happy birthday. So please subscribe to Nicholas Payne. His Doctor Who reviews are very good. He's reviewing the David Tennant era at the moment, but I think he's been reviewing the entire show since Hartnell. So yes, do check his reviews out. And thank you, Nick. Thank you very much. Right, as for the story itself, I think this is also a good story. It's actually Terry Nation's last ever script for Doctor Who, which is sad. Destiny of the Daleks, it's not a great story. It's not like an amazing work of art, but I thought it was good. You know, I liked it. The story is not particularly inventive, but it's a fun way to spend 1 hour and 40 minutes. You know, it's a 4-part story. It breezes by fine. Couple of talky moments, but not anything really major. I don't think it's a perfect story, and obviously nowhere near as good as Genesis of the Daleks. Nowhere near as good as that, but I don't think it was trying to be. It's a pretty solid, isolated story, and it's a fun time. I could watch it for fun. Davros himself is this time is played by David Goodison, and I do respect David Goodison's performance. He tries, but Davros isn't really that intimidating to me in this story. I don't really get much out of him. He's all right. I mean, he's basically wearing the Michael Fisher costume, but they haven't modulated his voice, so the voice doesn't sound very threatening. The Doctor just kind of manages to take hold of him and kind of do his thing so easily without being intimidated by Davros. Davros is never one step ahead of the Doctor this time. There's no stakes to this story, and that's a real shame. Like, I don't really feel any sense of intimidation or danger from the war that's going on. I don't really care about the war that's going on. You don't feel if either side is winning or not. You just kind of feel like there's a lack of stake with this story, and that kind of damages it for me. And I wish they would have made more of an effort to have Davros become a bit more intimidating. But, you know, for what it is, it's a fun romp. I'll give it that. Tom Baker is really good as the Doctor. He's very good in this story, and I can't believe he's still as enthusiastic as he is. 6 seasons in now, and he still loves the part. You can just tell. He's gleaming in this story. He's very funny, he's very charming, very likeable, and I love those moments when he's doing the rock, paper, scissors. That's quite funny. Lalla Ward in her first performance as Romana 2. Lalla Ward's very good. She gets quite a lot to do, actually. She gets involved in a lot of the action, and although there are times when she's separate from the Doctor in the story, but no, I think Lalla Ward is good, and I look forward to seeing more of her as the show progresses. And I like her chemistry with Tom Baker, and of course they would later go on to actually marry in real life. So yeah, something called genuine chemistry is very much present here. The Movellans, they're okay. I mean, the kind of twists that they are robots, it didn't really make much of an impact to me, and I just think the design of them is really strange. The fact that they just dress in white and they have these silver wigs with silver dreadlocks. I mean, what the hell? Yeah, I just think the Movellans look a bit out of place in terms of costume-wise. I think their costumes are a bit weird. I think they could have toned it down a bit. Seemed a bit outlandish, really. But yeah. Is there anyone else in the cast? Well, there's who have we got? Tissan, Agella, Lan, and Velden, and Jal. They're the only sort of main supporting cast, and all of those actors are good. The Daleks themselves. The Daleks are interesting. I like the Daleks in this story. They sound good and they sound threatening, and they do feature a lot in the story. I think the sort of grey sort of design of them is nice here, and they're particularly intimidating. And there's that great scene in part 1 where they're scaring Romana, and they're asking her why she's there, and she has to answer true or false, and that was really well done. That was really well played. It's not a remarkable story. I just didn't think it was anything amazing. Like, I thought it was fun, and I think that's the best way to describe it. It's just fun, but the story's hardly very inventive. Direction by Ken Grieve is also very good, and obviously Graham Williams produces the story and does a very good job. The production design is okay. Yeah, the sets look all right. Basically, the Movellan ship is all just white. The rest of it is all mostly there's a lot of like rocks everywhere this time. They're on Skaro, and mostly they're outside for this story as well, but there's a load of rocks around. There's a bit more location work this time, which is nice. But there's nothing special about this story. There really isn't. I suppose other than the fact that it is Terry Nation's final script and Lalla Ward's proper introduction as Romana. Also, K9 isn't really in the story. I mean, he is at the very start. He has a cameo, but he's broken for some reason. And the Doctor is trying to repair him, which is interesting. Excuse me. Actually, John Leeson decided to leave the role of K9, although he will come back. He is eventually persuaded to come back, but yeah, for this particular season, I don't think John Leeson is actually in it, so someone else will voice K9, although K9's not in this story that much, but we'll get to that later on. So really, just to sum it up, there is really not a lot to say about this story. It's quite good, you know, it has its moments of fun, so I will give this story an 8 out of 10. Yes, that's basically it. That's all I've got to say about Destiny of the Daleks. So, what do you think of Destiny of the Daleks? Please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Big shout out once again to Nicholas Payne. Thank you very much for the appearing in the sketch, and happy birthday. Happy birthday, indeed. And stay tuned next time, folks, when we review City of Death. So, until next time, see you soon. Bye.